Welcome to the Daily App Show. Today we have an application for your Android tablet as well as your Android phone called EddyPaddy Kids World. So right here on our launch screen we have two basic profiles. We have the parent and then the child. The parent is going to allow us to access all of the settings and actually come into the root of our tablet and actually use the tablet for what it's made for. But here in the kids profile, we're going to be able to categorize and filter the applications and web content and anything on the tablet that we want them to use. So if I tap on my child's profile, it's going to load me in here to three categorized items. I have education, creative, and then gaming or entertainment. So right here I have the apps that are filtered in. So far I haven't added any apps from my device. I've just left the pre-categorized filters here on the tablet. So as I tap through, you see the pre-built-in icons change. I have video content that I can allow my child to watch, and then I have some different websites they can visit, and this is going to be different apps that they can use, websites, and then video content per category that has been approved for children to use. So I'm going to come back into my parent profile, tap on there, and now I have to enter in a password to be able to get to the root of my device. So go ahead and enter in your password, and now here we are, just as we would expect our regular tablet. But I have the parental dashboard settings here that I can tap on, where I can modify profiles, set time limits, app filters, website filters, reports, password changing, and even help and feedback. In the modify profiles, tap on there and I can see the children that I've added onto my device. So far I have one child and I can tap on them to remove them down here in the bottom, or I can tap the plus button and add in a new child. I can add in their name, date of birth, and gender. The date of birth is going to be really important because depending upon their age, it'll automatically filter out some content that EddyPaddy doesn't think that are appropriate for children that age. So depending upon your child's age, he or she might see more or less content here in the app. We'll come back out and now we'll go ahead and set time limits. Tap on there and we can set limits for each category. You see we have our education, creative, and entertainment. Currently the education has a time limit of an hour, while everything else has a time limit of a half hour. I can tap in here and go ahead and enter in the time limit that I want my child to use it for. So that way I can hand them the tablet and then they can go about and use it for their set amount of time. We can also set time ranges. If we do that, we can go ahead and choose different options here that we can allow them to use it from specific hours. So if I know that they're at school until 2 p.m., I can set a limit to say from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. they're allowed to use the tablet within those time ranges. I have apps filter, so I can come in here, and by default, the application when you first launch it tries to filter through all of your applications on your device and put them in categories for a child to use if they feel the apps are appropriate. So you can tap on there and you see the different filters that we have for education, creative, and entertainment, and then we can choose uncategorized apps. Now these are the apps that are on our device that we can scroll through, and they weren't categorized because EddyPaddy didn't think that our child should be able to access them. But if we wanted our child to have access to them, we can allow them and filter them. So for example, if I wanted my child to be able to take photos, I might put the camera maybe in the creativity section for allow them to take photos for creativity. Maybe here on Google Earth, I thought that's a great education app. I'll tap on education, allow them to use Google Earth. Maybe I have downloaded movies in the Play Store that I'd like my child to be able to watch. I'll go ahead and select that for the entertainment. And I can keep going through all the apps on my device and putting them in the different categories. Tap on done. It saves my changes, and I can tap on my child's profile again, and now I can see that I have newly added apps into my categories. Come back out into the main settings menu. I have website filters where I can select on my child and actually see the websites they're going to be able to access and go through in each category. I can even add a website, type in the URL, and then select a category for me to add that into. Come back out to the main menu. We have reports, where we can view our child's reports. It's going to launch us the web browser and sign us into our account, where we can view all of the reports for our child, such as the time they're spending, and we can go ahead and select on our child, and then it's going to load that report up for us. Come back out to the main menu. We can then change our password and set our default EddyPaddy to launch whenever we lock our device. That way it makes it the default app launcher for our tablet. Then we can view help and feedback, go online, check for updates, view our device information, and then at any time, you've noticed I can launch kid mode from any one of these menus. So whenever I open up a menu, there's launch kid mode down there in the bottom right hand corner, and I can go ahead and tap on that, launches kid mode, and then brings me in here where I can use all of the apps that I filtered into the category for my child. Once again, this application is called EddyPaddy Kids World. If you like it, be sure and pick it up in the Google Play Store today.